Welcome in, my filthy casuals. Today we're going to make a speed build because who doesn't want to run off the map? If you want to see more of our filthy casual series, then don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button for when we post more content. So you want to go fast. There are a couple ways to go about this, but let's keep it relatively simple. ESO sprint caps at 200%. So how do we get there? Or as close as possible with as little effort as possible. Let's start with why you want to go zoom. Cyrodiil. To avoid people, like I do. Farming for materials, and getting there before everyone else. Or to simply get to where you want to go as fast as possible, but inevitably getting caught on all the rocks. For this, you can run literally any race you want. Done. Moving on. Okay, let me explain a bit. There are a few races that are more beneficial, but since there is no min-max game for farming mats, personally, I suggest Argonian for their swim speed, or Wood Elf for their bonus speed, movement, and stamina bonuses. We're going to talk mostly about some key skills and gear sets. That way we're not getting tunnel vision that you have to play anything in particular. But first, let's get potions and food out of the way. A simple tri-stat or stamina potion will be ideal to just keep everything up all the time. For a tri-stat, you can combine Bug Loss, Columbine, and Mountain Flower. For a stamina potion, Dragon Thorn or Blessed Thistle, paired with Mountain Flower or Columbine. These potions combine with either Lava Foot and Saltree's food, or really anything that gives you stamina and stamina recovery. Don't forget to either get the Steed, Serpent, or Tower Mundus, depending on what you need more of. Alright, here comes the fun part. Gear. We're wearing 5 pieces of Adept Rider, the Wild Hunt Ring, 5 pieces of Jailbreaker, and we have a few optional sets to switch in there as we need to. Adept Rider is a crafted set. Wild Hunt is a nice to have as it increases your max speed in and out of combat, and Jailbreaker can be farmed from banished cells, so it's pretty easy to get. Jailbreaker is a medium set, and when you craft Adept Rider, you can craft it in medium, so it's pretty easy to get a 5-piece without having to worry about having body or weapon specific. Me? I prefer to wear Jailbreaker weapons and jewels, with a shoulder due to the Wild Hunt ring, using dual wield daggers and a bow. But again, that's just me. Regardless, you'll want max stamina and Divine's Trade on your body pieces, stamina recovery and swift trade on jewelry, and weapons can be whatever, honestly, as they are only there in a pinch to kill some mobs around the world. Because if you're using this in Cyrodiil and get caught by a player, yeah. A couple other sets to swap in if you so choose would be Coward's Gear from Battleground rewards, or Darkstride found overland in Rivenspire. The whole goal is to go zoom, and keep going zoom as long as possible. With a high stamina recovery, along with a stupid high stamina pool to start, you should have no problem flying when trying to walk down steps. Now, I did mention there are some good skills to have as well. There are some general skills that you can get regardless of class, and a few depending what class you play. If we're lucky, we may even touch upon CP allocation, but honestly, it's up to you what you want to use. For general skills, we're looking at Continuous Attack from the Alliance War Assault skill line passives. You only need 1 point in this and rank 3, which you can achieve easily without having to do any PvP. All you have to do is the Cyrodiil tutorial and boom, rank 3. All the passive skills for medium armor. These are going to help with recovery, speed, and mobility. Now, you're probably saying, but you didn't talk about rapid maneuver or channeled acceleration, so forth and so on. You're right, because they give major or minor expedition, which you already get from your sets. And since you can only have one major and minor of the same skill, there's no point in doubling up. Since we're already talking about skills, let's keep going with that and talk about some class skills that are beneficial. If you play a Nightblade, Leeching Strikes, which is morphed from Siphoning Strikes, is another super great skill to help keep your resources up. Blur, morphed into Phantasmal Escape, will remove snares and immobilizations for 4 seconds. The Warden, similarly, has the Bull Netch to keep your resources up, along with Falcon Swiftness. Either morph is fine. This is simply here to help with snares and immobilization attacks against you. Dragon Knight has Protective Scale, which morphs into Protective Plate, that has a similar immunity to snares. Sorcerer has Bound Armor, which morphs into Bound Armaments. While slotted, it increases your max stamina by 8%, keeping that resource pool nice and high. We also have Bolt Escape, morphed into Ball of Lightning, which will not only thrust you forward, but also grant the immunity to snares. The big thing to keep in mind is that you don't want to get hit by an enemy if you can help it, because then you have to wait before you can harvest or such, until the threat retreats or dies. Oh, and before I forget, CP. This is a nice to have, but you may want others in favor of these to streamline things. In the green tree, we're looking at Steed's Blessing, which can grant up to 20% movement speed out of combat. Louder for the people in the back, out of combat. Super helpful, but you're going to lose it if you get hit by something. If you're one of our friends who likes to do some Cyrodiil things, Gifted Rider may be something you consider, as it can grant up to 10% mount speed. And for anyone who's been in Cyrodiil, you know how far that run is from one keep to another. Something to think about. Alright, my fellow casuals, go out, run fast, and do other things fast too. And as always, stay filthy.